So we're going to talk about internet economics from this book, Economics for Dummies. Very interesting. So what is internet economics just to begin with? Well, it encompasses the study of how resources, goods and services are exchanged and allocated within the context of the internet. And here are some key aspects to it. So, what are they? So, today we are in the world of internet. And so, what is the economics behind it? This is given in chapter 12 in this book. We talk about networks and platforms. And today, the digital economy is here to stay. It is dominated by large oligopoly firms like Apple and Google that display an economic behavior that was entirely unknown before the advent of the internet. That is, of a major firm giving away its main product for free. That is important. And of course, this phenomenon has been a boon for consumers who can access and enjoy an almost incomprehensibly wide variety of business and entertainment services at no cost. But it has simultaneously been quite confounding for government antitrust, that is, anti monopoly regulators who are normally very concerned whenever major companies dominate their respective industries. So, if it's any industry, it becomes a concern of the government to see that the monopoly, uh, it does not really come out, its monopoly power does not harass people in general, the consumers perhaps. By contrast, the fact that Google processes 93% of all internet searches outside of China generates much less consternation because it gives away those search services for free. There's also no evidence that Google restricts output because anyone with an internet connection can run as many Google searches as they desire at zero cost to themselves. So economists believe that the answers to, if one has to talk about this internet, the economics of internet, and the the questions about why so many internet industries are dominated by leading products and how those products maintain their dominance despite well-funded technologically advanced rivals. The answer perhaps is the economics says based on 2 points. One is that the economies of scales available to many internet firms, and second, the network effects present in the cost structure of many internet businesses. So, if you see that economies of scale and network effects can drive digital products to dominant positions that can be difficult for rivals to contest. They can also explain why so many internet services are free to users. So, talking about economies of scale, then in that you have high fixed cost and low marginal cost and all of that. They're very interesting. So, for example, talking about low marginal, talking about high fixed costs, the products produced by digital firms involve large costs that must be incurred before those products are offered to the public. Nobody wants to play a half finished video game or shop on a half built website that crashes every 3 minutes, nor do they want to stream an incomplete music track or an unfinished movie. Digital products must be complete and functional before someone uses them. Thus, the cost of developing digital products are fixed costs with respect to the number of eventual users because they have to be incurred whether a digital product ends up having no users, 50 users, or a billion users. So, high fixed costs also apply to software maintenance and upgrade, and even to advertising costs. For example, Snapchat may spend $150 million developing a new feature or $60 million on a massive online ad campaign. But those activities might not attract new users. They may even repel some current users. Consequently, Snapchat's business model is dominated by fixed costs that are independent of the number of people using its services. Isn't it so interesting? Talking about low marginal cost. An internet firm's marginal cost of onboarding and providing services to an additional user is extremely low for three reasons. One, internet businesses are built on software, and software doesn't degrade or depreciate once it is built out. You can run the same code over and over again forever without hurting it or having to pay for maintenance. Second, the only marginal cost associated with running a piece of computer code one additional time is a small amount of electricity that costs practically nothing, thanks to the low cost of electricity in the modern world. And third, the marginal cost of transferring data across the internet is practically zero, thanks to massive previous investments in data transfer capacity, that is, the bandwidth, in the form of fiber optic cable, satellite relays, cell phone towers, and so on. And if you contrast that with the marginal cost of providing goods or services in a traditional non digital business, it is typically quite high. For that, you must visit again microeconomics, what we did for marginal cost, and see. So, and how monopolies can benefit from it with their marginal costs, etc. It's very interesting. But here we have extremely more low marginal cost or even zero marginal cost for providing a digital service. And graphically, they've shown it with this particular graph that on, let's take the X and Y axis. On the X axis, we have the marginal cost curve and the average total cost curve for internet companies with high fixed costs but zero marginal cost. So just look at that. And here is users on the Y axis. You can see how many users. So graphically, the key consequence of high fixed costs combined with zero or near zero marginal cost is that the ATC curve starts at a high level when the quantity of users is low and declines rapidly as the quantity of users increases. Thus, AT starts high on the left side, that is average total cost high on the left side, where the number of users is low before falling rapidly as the quantity of users increases. So this is what it is. This is the one. Can you see that? So it's very simple, interesting. So we'll further talk about pricing, profits, and elasticity, etc. in the next class.